Hi, I'm Brad Williams, Principal Trombonist of the Sarasota Orchestra. Welcome to Masterworks 1, Dvořák and Mahler. This is a concert filled with incredible music from two of the greatest composers. Join me on a musical journey through the first concert of the Sarasota Orchestra's Masterworks series. Anthony Dvořák was the greatest Czech composer, in my opinion. The music he wrote when he visited the United States included some of his best. A string quartet and a string quintet, both titled American, the Symphony from the New World, and this cello concerto. This was in fact Dvořák's second go at a cello concerto. The first was completed in 1865, but never orchestrated by the composer. This second and successful effort at composing a cello concerto was completed in 1895, some 30 years after his first effort. Dvořák was particularly inspired by American composer Victor Herbert's second cello concerto. This inspiration led Dvořák to make use of the cello's upper register and added trombones, tuba, piccolo, and triangle to the concerto orchestra. The first movement of Dvořák's cello concerto is expansive. Once the soloist enters, the music grows richer and more fanciful. As the piece continues, Dvořák is writing his own rules. He bypasses his first theme and goes straight for the big horn melody, as if he couldn't wait to hear it again. The movement is stronger for its daring and unconventional architecture. Dvořák's slow movement is reflected by the memory of his sister-in-law, Josefina. As a result, he included the tune of a poignant song she loved into the movement. The concerto's third movement ends in high spirits. And this entire concerto will include the musical talents of Spanish cellist Adolfo Gutierrez Arenas, the incredible winner of the 2012 Ravel Prize. This is truly a masterpiece to be cherished and revered. The second half of the program features one of Mahler's most popular symphonies, Symphony No. 5. This is a huge symphony that is both powerful and deeply emotional. Mahler was a giant of his day, with a reputation that made him the first modern celebrity conductor. As a conductor of opera, he had a tremendous sense of theater. All of these factors helped shape Mahler's Symphony No. 5 and made it a turning point for his work. This mammoth symphony makes a breathtaking transition in the course of its 5 movements. It opens with a funeral march that enthralls us with an arresting trumpet call and a fanfare of trumpets expressed in quick, urgent triplets. The textures are brilliant, but the mood is frightening and later gives way to despair as the brass-heavy march subsides into contemplation dominated by strings. This is one of the great parts for brass in the classical repertoire. The music then progresses to a fierce mood, with lapses into the quieter, despairing music we have left behind in the first movement. There is one jarring moment so characteristic of Mahler, when all the grief and anger spills over into sheer giddiness, like laughter at the graveside. The scherzo is on an unusually large scale in this music, but it moves with great energy and speed, much of it as a lilting and whirling waltz with a featured solo horn. The music as a whole builds and builds through these movements until it graduates into triumph. And Mahler's triumph could not be more sweeping. The symphony's final part has often been performed as a standalone piece, most famously by Leonard Bernstein at Robert Kennedy's funeral in 1968. Ultimately, the same brass chorale that fell to defeat in the second movement enters and carries the finale to a proper, rollicking conclusion. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. I hope to see you in person at our concert.